What's up, guys? Welcome back to Healthy Recipe. We're gonna be making some chicken and rice today, but it's not gonna be just a plain, boring chicken and rice. We're gonna load it up with some beautiful, colorful veggies, and it's gonna have a ton of flavor. We're gonna use some smoked paprika to give it some nice smokiness. It's gonna be loaded with nutrients and loaded with flavor. It'll be super easy to make, so let's get right to work. First thing we have here is 6 cloves of fresh garlic, finely minced. I have here about 6 peppers from my yard. These actually just appeared one day and we did not know what they were. We thought they might have been Scotch bonnets or Cuban sweet peppers, but they're neither. So when they grew up to be big, they actually look like this. If anybody knows what these are, please comment below. I am dying to find out. Nobody seems to know what they are. So they're sweet peppers anyways. You guys can use red bell peppers in their place. I'm just using them because I had them here on hand. I have here about 2.5 cups of corn. You guys don't have to use this. Corn is a really controversial subject for a lot of people. You know, if you could use good fresh organic corn, that would be the best case scenario, because it does give this dish a nice sweet flavor and a nice crunchy texture. I have here 1/2 cup of diced shallots. You can use red onions in their place if you don't have shallots. About 1.5 to 2 bay leaves. I have 3 cups of jasmine rice. And if you guys can get jasmine rice, I highly recommend you guys try this stuff. It's super aromatic. I really like it. I also like basmati, even better, but I had jasmine on hand, so that's what we're gonna use. I have about 2 tablespoons of grass-fed butter. And spend a little bit more on grass-fed butter, guys. Trust me, it's well worth it, not only because of the flavor, but it's also really good for you. You know, it's just got tons of health benefits. I'm using cumin, ground cumin. I use about 1 tablespoon of that. Garlic salt, this is Lawry's. I know I'm using fresh garlic also, but this has got a little bit of parsley and stuff in there, which I didn't have any fresh parsley on hand. So I'm gonna use this as a seasoning. This stuff is good because it doesn't have any chemicals or MSG in it, and it just happened to be on sale at Sam's. I have here some fresh minced oregano, a little bit of cilantro, and also a bit of basil that I had left over. This stuff is from my garden. I just minced it up real fine, and the oregano gets like kind of funny looking because it's like thick leaf, so it just looks dark like that, but it's completely fresh. It's really good. I'm also using smoked paprika, and this is gonna give a lot of that smoky flavor and also color to this dish. I'm using 2 pounds of chopped chicken breast, and the reason why I'm using chicken breast is just that they have less fat, of course, and also the fact that I wanted to increase the protein without adding a whole bunch of fat. If you use, you know, a whole chicken or chicken thighs with the skins on or whatever, like normally you use in chicken and rice, you're gonna add a ton of fat to the dish. Quite a bit, because I wanted to have a nice amount of protein in the recipe. I'm adding 2 cups of fresh green beans, and I just cut them about 1-inch pieces. I'm adding 2 diced jalapenos. I have here about 1 cup of roasted pepper, and this was canned. If you can get you know, a fresh red bell pepper under the broiler and just burn the outside, just char it, and then use it, that would be a lot better. I just didn't have a fresh bell pepper on hand today. And I have here about 3 cups of baby bok choy from my garden, and it's chopped to about 1-inch strips, and that's about it. Okay, so basically this is gonna be a 1-pot recipe. Cook it all on our Dutch oven. You can do it in a regular pot. I'm doing about 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, so now that our oil is hot, we're gonna go ahead and drop our garlic, our onions. I'm gonna go ahead and drop in our butter. Go ahead and drop our red peppers, jalapenos. Now we're gonna go ahead and drop our chicken in. gonna cook that until it's about 3/4 of the way cooked before adding our rice and the rest of our ingredients. Okay, so now we're gonna add our string beans, bok choy. We're gonna cook that down a little bit. Now we're gonna add our rice. We're gonna mix it in and get all that flavor in our rice. We're gonna add our green herbs, pepper, corn, now we're gonna add about 4 cups of water. If you guys added a cup of beer or 2 cups of beer and 2 cups of water, it would make this recipe a lot tastier. I just don't have any on hand. Also, white cooking wine would add a really nice depth of flavor to this. This is our water. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of ground cumin. About a tablespoon of garlic salt. And about 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika. I'm gonna also throw in our bay leaves now. And mix it all up. Then we're gonna lower it to simmer. And we're just gonna put the lid on it and come back in about 10-15 minutes, stir it up, take a look at it. And it's gonna cook for about 20 to 25 minutes on simmer, and it will be done then. Okay, so after about 15 minutes on simmering, this is basically what we got. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna put the lid back on this, and I'm gonna shut off the heat and let it go for about another 15 to 20 minutes just to finish drying out a little bit, and we should be ready to serve. Okay, so our rice is completely done and soft now and tender, and all of our vegetables are cooked. The consistency is between a risotto and a rice. It's very soft. We call this asopado in Spanish. If you guys want it a little bit more firm, add less water. This is really, really delicious. It's so flavorful. Basically what it looks like. And I saved up a little bit of the red roasted peppers and some of the vegetables, the herbs, to put over the top of it. So basically we're just gonna put just a little bit for color. It's a very colorful dish anyway, so. And then we're gonna add a little bit of those herbs on top. It's gonna add some flavor and also some more color. As you guys can see, it's a really pretty, colorful dish. It's got a ton of flavor. It's delicious and it's healthy. It doesn't have a whole lot of fat. It's just carbs and protein. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you do give this a try. There's no expensive ingredients. It's all very budget friendly and simple to make. As you can see, I did it all in one single pot over the stove, so it doesn't make a whole lot of mess, and it's very easy to make. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to give us a thumbs up if you liked the video so we continue to grow. Subscribe if you haven't done so for weekly videos, and I'll see you guys real soon on the next one. It's the moment that we've all been waiting for. This is the moment of truth. I know I especially been waiting for it. I've been having to smell this stuff for the last 25 or 30 minutes. So let's see what it came out like. This reminds me of the chicken and rice that I used to eat as a kid. It's got so much more to it with all the vegetables, different textures and flavors in it. I did take another bite. It's really, really delicious and complex. You don't have to use all the ingredients I use, but do the best you can with whatever you got. Try to make a nice chicken and rice like this. I'll guarantee you, you'll be making it all the time.